Hello everybody, thank you for coming to Angel's Artography, Crafts and Digital Design channel. Today I'm going to be attempting my first See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil dragons. They're not too bad of a size, about the size of my hand. So these are the molds. And I think what I'm going to do is put some purple in there. So this is called R-O-L-I-O, Rolio Deep. It's called Purple Heart. And I'm just going to put it in like the chest area, and then I'm going to fill it with black. And for these, because I want to get them all done at once, I am going to be using the Chrysal Deep Pour Epoxy Resin. So 2 parts of A, 1 part of B. And it says right here on the bottle, these are A right here. I've already used 1 bottle, so I only got a little bit of B. And it says B right here on this part. So I need 1 B, 2 A. And that will help it not get a heat flash. That will help it not end up getting a heat flash. That will help it not get a heat flash and cure too fast and start smoking up my room, which that's happened before. Only once, but once was enough for me. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pour my epoxy first and start getting it mixed in my resin mixer. So I need 2A, and I'm going to fill these all the way to the top because I can use it for something else. It may not even take all this, but I have other things I can use it for. And we're just going to put black in the resin. Something simple. I'm in my first dragon the other day, and I used the chameleon powders, and I was going to do that with these, but I couldn't find like a really cool purple look. And to me, the chameleon powders really didn't stand out like I was thinking it was gonna do. I mean, it's a little shimmery, but it's not as shimmery as I was thinking it was gonna be. So I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. Maybe I just got it off brand, but it is the Let's Resin chameleon powders. So remember, 2 parts. This is by volume, so you don't weigh it. It's just by pretty much like ounces. So I've got a 16-ounce cup here, and these are like little 4-ounce cups, I believe. So today was Easter Sunday. I went to church with my mom and my husband, and then we went to Golden Corral with some family. And then I came home and took a 2-hour nap. I was exhausted because I've been up night and day working on stuff for the Farmville Dogwood Festival, April 24th through the 26th. And I know I probably sound like a broken record if you happen to be watching my videos every time I post them, but it won't be too much longer. It's only a couple weeks out, so I'm really trying to knock out some videos before that, kind of promote my channel when I'm there. So like if I have something there, I'll say, hey, check out my video. I made this on my channel. You can see how I made it, kind of thing. I'm trying to get more subscribers, so if you find anything valuable, please subscribe. Doesn't mean you gotta watch everything I post, but it just helps maybe get me monetized one day. I'm hoping. So I'm just gonna make sure the sides are all stirred up here before I put it in the mixer. Because the mixer don't really get on the sides and kind of get the bottom. And then we're going to mix this for probably about maybe 5 minutes. And the good thing is this has a long working time, so we don't have to rush I noticed with my dragon, I was using the craft resin, and it ended up getting really warm before I could finish painting on all the mica powder. So that's what we're going to do, is paint on some mica powder. But this is not as intense as the dragon. Dragon had lots and lots of nook and crannies. I'll put the link to the video up in the corner if you want to watch that. I'm usually not really a dragon person, but I know some people that are, so I thought, well, heck, let me give it a try. And the dragon's actually just a wall decor. It's nothing like a, it's nothing you can put on a stand, I don't believe. But it's more of a wall decor. All right. So I did this little hack for my mixer, is I put that plastic wrap that kind of seals automatically around here, so I don't get this sticky anymore. This is my second one. The first one, the battery just stopped working, and I returned it, and they actually gave me a new one. But before I returned it, I was trying to clean it up, and I noticed I had like resin kind of on the face here. So it's a little cool hack. And then I also do it on the handle of the unit, just right here, just so it doesn't get locked up. So that's a cool little hack if you want to try that. So far it's been working very well for me. I actually love this. I don't have to hold it and get tired. I'll just put it down as far as I can get it. And then make sure it's seated in there. And this has an AI mode where you can just automatically hit, starts at 4 minutes, or you can change it to whatever you want. Hope that isn't too distracting. Normally I mix my stuff before, but I figured I'd do it while we were on camera, so you can kind of see how I mix the deep pour. I haven't used deep pour in quite a while. All right, I'm trying to keep my stuff clean as I go along. So I'm actually gonna switch more gloves. I wear different gloves just for about everything I do. I'm real particular like that. I go through some gloves. And I actually like these blue ones better. But for the sake of putting the mica powder on, I really don't need gloves, but I probably will anyways. And I'm going to put a little mask on because the mica powders kind of float all over. And I don't want to get that in anywhere. You should technically be wearing a mask anytime you're working with epoxy. Alright, I was having issues with my gloves. So I have a mask on. So I hope you can hear me. When I work with powders, it starts floating everywhere. So there's some tricks to, so this has got little scales. There's some tricks to working with mica powder. And I heard alcohol. You can just spray a little bit of alcohol on your brush to get it from floating away. So I can see on the back there's some scales on the tail, so I'm going to do that, and then the front of its belly, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. I may do, yeah, I think I'll leave it at that and let the rest be black. So that is done, but I'm going to spin it some more. I'm going to do it 4 more minutes. Alright, so I'm just going to paint inside. This is going to be kind of tedious, so I may fast forward this. It's going to be hard for you to tell what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of painting inside of the little belly. I gotta turn the fan on. It is hot in here. So let me try this makeup brush, see if that works better. It's got a more sponge effect to it. Kind of like when you're brushing on your makeup. Oops. Looks like I started with him and end up coming over here. I'm just going to put some on the mat. That way I can just kind of dap it in there. There, that seems to work better. Kind of dab it in there. I heard you can use resin as well, but I'm not going to do that because I tried it on something else and I didn't like how it worked. Get a different brush. This one. So he's got scales all the way up. This is going to be a long process. I'm doing my best. Feels like there's got to be a simpler way. Let me try this brush. Little purple dragon. So I think I'm going to speed this up. Otherwise you are going to be here all day. So you can watch me work. I won't pause it. I will just speed it up and let you listen to some music. All right. Alright, so this is more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So what I'm trying to do is keep his feet black, his ears black, and his eyes black, and maybe his face. So just trying to do the body, arms, and legs in purple. And it was way more difficult than I thought. I don't know if I'm just not doing it right with the mica powder and putting it in alcohol or resin. I did use both. The best one I've seen work so far is using the makeup brush. But it's like it's fading right away. So I have got to figure this out because it happened with my dragon as well. So as soon as I put it in, it just starts disappearing. So I'm not sure what's going on. So we are just going to wing it. It worked pretty good on my dragon, actually. I'm trying to get the eyes to remain black, so I don't want any in there. That's why I showed you the Q-tip. I'm trying to get it out of the eyes, so the eyes can be black. Worst comes to worst, we can always paint the outside. So this one doesn't have eyes because it's the See No Evil. For the most part, this one looks pretty good. There's a little spot right there I missed. It's for its tail. But I do want all the feet to be black and the face and the little ears. And possibly the wings maybe end up being black. I think there's wings way deep in there and I can't get them. So let's go ahead and mix the pigment paste. I should have just did these all purple and then maybe did some paint in some black later on the outside. I have not done these before. Let me clean up a little bit. Hopefully my mat doesn't get colored. It may. All right. Alright, I've got it cleaned up just a little bit, and I got my black mica paste. I believe this is black. Let me check, because I accidentally had purple the other day. This is purple, so maybe we don't want that one. Let's get the black. I knew it was a little bit more fuller. I'm about out of the black. It seems like mica paste works better than glitters to me. But you know what? We could try some glitter, as a matter of fact. So let's see what I got for black glitter. I'm going to change out my gloves real quick. mica paste. Holy shit. You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. What is happening to me? This is ridiculous. This has happened to me all. Alright, so I finally found my black mica paste, which is about out. And I turned my machine back on. So I'm going to get a popsicle stick. I am just about out of this paste. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right in here while it's spinning. Hopefully it don't get my spinner all dirty. And also, I found some really cool glitter. And this is kind of like a shimmery purplish, grayish. I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool. So we're going to put some of that in there. I have no idea what it is. It's almost like a charcoal purple. We're going to try it out. Just put a little bit just to get a little sparkle. And these are recyclable spice rack jars. So I have a little spinner. This is our So I'm going to pull my mixer out and then go ahead and wipe it off so I don't get it dirty. Now this little tray over here, I go ahead and pull this off right away just so it doesn't end up getting resin inside the motor. And then I have this little pan, silicone pan, where I put my tools in so I can wash them later. But for the most part, I'll go ahead and start rinsing them off. Now, pigment paste gets everywhere. So it's already on my there, so I should not even have done that. I was just telling you how I keep it clean. I'm gonna go ahead and spray some alcohol on it. I don't like my stuff to get very dirty. Just kind of hang that over. All right, let's mix this up. Oh, wow. That's really shimmery. You have a long working time. Let me see what it says on the bottle. If it says self-leveling, crystal clear, resists yellow, bubble free. And you don't even really see any bubbles in here. That's just the sparkles. And I've spun it now for about 10 minutes. I want to make sure it's really, really mixed. Especially when you're doing 2 parts of A and 1 part of B. And the mica paste, if you don't mix it well, at the bottom when you pour the last pour, it will be darker than the first part of the pours. I made that mistake before. And so my items didn't come out the same colors. All right, here we go. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't think you're going to be able to see the purple with everything I've got going on. So I guess that's probably a waste of time what I just did. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hope I have enough. Hope I have enough. Oh my goodness. So I am getting better and better about knowing how much to mix. Like, I hardly have any left. I still can pour a little bit more. And so that was 2 4-ounce cups of A, 1 4-ounce cup of B. So that makes 12 ounces. And I'm going to squeeze. Because there, you can see like in his belly where the scales are. You can see little pockets. And like in his feet. Just let it sit. Or it could just be where I didn't put the mica powder. Yep, there's actually a bubble right there. So what I'm going to do, I get these at Food Lion. You can get them on Amazon and just kind of poke around in here in the little crevices. It's pretty cool. It has a flat head for like if you want to, say you got too much at the top, you can swipe it going straight across. And then it has a little poker here. Just be careful not to poke your molds. I have to use this for my hand molds and my turtle because there's spots where it really doesn't get in unless you poke it with something. And the hand mold is like in the wrists, and I end up the first 2 I made had little air pockets in there. All right. Mica paste got everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out. So I've got a little bit left. I'm gonna top it off. I'm trying to top it off where I don't have to sand that much. So I like to really, really dome the top because it shrinks as it cures. But you don't want it too domey where it's not going to be able to stand. So I think that's going to work out perfect. I can't believe I'm almost out. Barely got any left. I did really well knowing how much to put in there. I just kind of gauged at the cups because each of them. So I use these little 4-ounce cups. I want to say they're 4-ounce cups. I keep saying that. Yeah, because this is a 4-ounce cup, so they're about the same. Yeah, so 4 ounces. So 8 ounces of A for the deep pour, and 1 ounce, 4 ounces. So 8 ounces of A and 4 ounces of B will fill this. And I'm not sure what I'll use the rest for. I might can do a little necklace. Of course, the thinner the projects, the longer it takes to cure. So if I were to do something small with this, which I really don't have anything else that I can use that's deep right now, that I just need a little bit in. So I'm gonna just oh, there's a bubble right there. Do you see that? Coming to the surface. And with deep pour, you don't really need to do any heating with it, because it's automatically going to just, the bubbles will just start coming up naturally, because that's what I like about the deep pour, is it will get the bubbles out. It just, because it takes so long. So this will probably take like 3 or 4 days to cure, or at least not 100% cure, but to actually get to where I can demold it. So this is going to be a few days before I can, I got a little bit too much, but there we go. See, it's popping. You can spray some alcohol on it if you want. I could have used my bubble machine, but they really say not to do that for deep pour, because the whole reason for deep pour is to make it cure slower and not get a heat flash. So this is a deep, I mean, these are like 4 ounces each, and we would probably got a heat flash if we would have used regular resin. I don't know, I haven't done these before, but I didn't want to attempt it. Now I see my little guy, and I have it on self-leveling table, it's running off the foot. Hoping it will stop doing that. So that's what I like about this. You can kind of scrape it going across. Or you could scrape it back in the cup and use it for something else. That's what I normally do. I think this is going to end up being, they're all going to be purple. I don't think that I did it right. So I apologize for that. I don't think it's going to have that cool effect that I was aiming for. So actually on the little bit on the purple side, it's black. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there and just kind of keep watching it and find something to pour the rest of this in. So I'll see you in about 4 days or so. All right, you have a wonderful night.